Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turn 3 tonight as we are here for one of two races left in the regular season, and the drivers are just now starting to roll out for qualifying here at the very smooth, very fast Daytona International Speedway. On the mic with me tonight, my good buddy Dave Worrell, and someone who I'd love to introduce you as, well, Jacob. Got him. Stairs. How you all doing out there tonight?
Good, KR. How you doing tonight?
Oh, not too bad. I'm excited for this. Glad to have you on board with us here tonight, Jacob. As a driver in this league who has stepped away from Monday nights, it's a pleasure to have you up here with us. But also, guys, gotta say hello to Dave. Dave, once again, coming and giving us his expert analysis all that is iRacing truck cars. How's your night going, Dave?
Pretty good till you called me an expert. I don't know about all that, but I know enough about the draft to know that if you stay tucked up behind, you'll be fast. Find one of them cars willing to take it 3 wide, maybe David or Ken McCullough. They're always willing to go 3 wide. They'll take it to the front, so looking forward to another fast-paced, high-octane, crazy race.
And it is. We got a few cars out on track getting ready to lay down their fast laps. David Booth in the 77 has just dropped down to yellow line. One thing of note is there are quite a few drivers starting to roll out now, and it looks like it is a group qualifying session here tonight. A little bit of a change of pace from normal operations here in the OP Racing Super Speedway Series.
Yeah, I thought my eyes were deceiving me there for a second when all these drivers were kind of staging up down there at the end of pit road and getting ready to go out, and didn't quite understand what was going on, but it's a new twist.
And it is. Jacob, what are you seeing out there?
I am seeing open qualifying as well, but I'm also a fan of open qualifying too.
Well, it is going to make for a unique situation as these drivers will be doing it for the first time out here tonight. Who is going to be able to draft to pick up the fastest time? Looks like everyone already starting to form up in a pack of some sort. Quite a few drivers using this opportunity to, get down as fast a lap as possible.
Kind of makes the pole position a little bit of a crapshoot doing this open qualifying. At tracks like this, open qualifying is fun and all, but I don't really see a point in it. Some of the smaller tracks, open qualifying is just a little bit absurd. But Jacob, what's your reasoning for liking the open qualifying?
Well, I love super speedways, and as somebody that has been on iRacing for almost a year and a half and still hasn't learned how to qualify, this is probably my best chance to get a pole or even a decent starting position.
Right now, we are seeing that the 26, Hunter Reynolds, has the top spot. Derek Conley sitting in second place as they are going in with their lap times. But, man, oh man, this is unexpected out here tonight.
Yeah, it kind of catches you off guard a little bit, don't it?
Looking forward to how this is all going to shake up. The standings, as I mentioned, we do only have 2 races left in the regular season. A lot of drivers getting desperate for a win as they're on the outside looking in. Got locked down here tonight. Any issues we have here, keep in mind, iRacing was in the middle of a patch for this week. We've already had a hot fix come out today, so never know how this kind of races will go that fall on what iRacing calls week 13. So it's all about trial and error tonight. Let's have some fun doing it. And 5 minutes left in this qualifying session.
A new person sits atop the leaderboard. Scott Bellum in that '07 went to the top. I kind of like where he's sitting at, right behind a bigger pack up in front of him. They're all three wide, so that's going to allow him, Robert Duvendak, also Rick Seabrands to get a good run. Oh, wrecking to the outside wall. Cody Levitt hits the wall hard, spins. Nobody else collected. He'll continue rolling.
Big group here for qualifying. One of those is 62 of Les Levy. Les running a unique paint scheme. We talk about his paint schemes each and every week. He adds a bit of comedic flair to his paint jobs one way or another. Tonight he is representing Animal House, Death Machine. I got to pick it. He had 3 paint scheme choices for me. I said, you gotta go with the Deathmobile.
Kind of has me in a feeling to throw a toga party right now. How about you?
Toga. All right, so this group out on track has our pole sitter on it for the moment. That is the 07 of Scott Bellum. Robert Duvendak in the 10, sitting in second. Rick Seabrands in the 4 is third. Fourth place going to the 04 Mark Mann. They're going to cross the line this time. And a few drivers able to turn in a lap time, but it looks like everyone has already registered a time, and they're going to continue to use this qualifying session as a practice. I think only 2 laps are counted, but you can run some laps.
I believe you actually can go out as many times as you want, lay down as many laps as you want, KR. I know earlier this week on Thursday we had open qualifying at another track with another set of guys, and on I believe it was the 3rd time the pole sitter went out, that's when he actually took the pole. So I think it just counts your fastest lap, but getting in some good drafting practice here it isn't a bad idea.
0.001 seconds separating our first cars in the standings. Man, this is exciting times to be out on track right now. All right, guys, as we like to do here at Turn 3 Racing Network, we are going to step away for the national anthem. No one go anywhere. Be ready to set up the field, run through the grid, and get going racing, y'all.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers have started to take to the grid. I mean, time to go through our starting lineup for tonight's race. Duvendak on pole in the 10 machine, laying down the fast lap of a 44.653. On his outside for row number 1 will be the 4 machine of Rick Seagrans, laying down a 44.76. Row number 2 will be the 07 of Scott Bellum and the 116 of Mike Schultz. Row 3 will be the 62 of Les Levy and the 12 machine of Tristan Walker. Row 4 will be Cody Ober in the 8 and the 95 of James Mayer. Row 5 will be the 04 of Mark Mann and the 38 Cody Levitt.
Row number 6, the 7 of Josh Milam, the 28 of Derek Connolly. Row number 7, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, followed by the 15 of Alex Green. Row number 8, the 77, David Booth, and the 11 of Chase Berry. Row number 9, 24 of Will Weber, the 14 of Cody Eldred. Row 10, the 1 of Mark Vega, followed by the 2 of David McCullough.
Row number 11 will be the 89 of Ken McCullough Jr. and the 84 of Aspen Bellman. Bringing up the rear of the field here tonight will be the 02 of David Overstreet. That is our starting lineup. Drivers start to roll out. This race about ready to get underway tonight. Don't forget, we have 3 stages here tonight. Stage number 1 will be lap 25. Stage number 2 end on lap 50. Then it is 50 lap shootout to the end. They shootout, but 50 laps is quite a lot of racing. A lot of drivers try and survive, make it to stage 3, but we are going to be in for a treat here tonight. As I mentioned, 2 races left. Drivers starting to feel the crunch. Regular season draws to a close. Fireworks might be happening here early and often tonight.
That they will. These drivers give us something every race. Almost every race we have a little bit of everything. Fuel mileage, long green flag runs, early cautions, stage ending mayhem. Crazy out there sometimes. Jacob, who are you looking at to possibly win the first stage?
I am looking at Chase Berry as a fellow JSI teammate, so I am pulling a little biased, but he needs a win to get in. So he's going to be either all out or right in the back doing what Chase does.
All right, pace car is peeling off. We are getting ready to go green flag racing. 100 laps on the bill for tonight. Green flag is out, and we are underway as Rick Sebrands and Robert Duvendak lead this field down into turn number 1, side by side. Everyone already trying to position their cars where they best feel they can make a move.
Great start of the race on the outside by the 4 of Rick Sebrands. He was able to pretty much hold his own out there on the outside with that field. Robert Duvendak not really going anywhere just quite yet. So it's going to accordion back and forth just a little bit as they enter turn 3.
Rick Sebrands in that 4 machine, falling back just a little bit through the corner, but now he charges right back up door to door with the 10 machine across the line. It is going to be Duvendak for the first lap of the race. He is going to continue to hold on to that inside lane. Scott Bellum in the 07 right there with him. Bellum, who is holding on to that top spot for a moment, and qualifying now, finds himself with an opportunity here to lead that inside lane as Duvendak pulls down to the inside here. Is going to fall back here, using a little bit of strategy for the moment, not wanting to run up front.
OKR, he's led that 1 lap, so that means he's got that bonus points. Now he can play it safe, right in the back, not get caught in anyone's trouble. Long-term gain, short-term loss, the way I see it.
Yeah, it's not a bad plan. Right around in the back, you just got to be careful that don't go a lap down. You stay with the lead draft or have a draft partner. Duvendak has fallen all the way to 21st. His last car on the lead lap. Cody Eldred making it out on the track. He started from pit lane. Eldred right now finds himself running all alone in that 14 machine. He has got some work to do, but he's going to have the help of a stage-ending caution. So as long as he is the first car 1 lap down, he's in a good spot for the moment.
And the strategy for the 10KR, that kind of throws me off a little bit. I'm not used to seeing the play it safe really from the majority of the field out there, and that's what usually produces all of the great action out there. I know I've said it multiple times before, maybe just ride around and they prove me wrong every single time. So to see Robert Duvendak jump from the lead, go to the back, a little bit shocking, but Christian Walker up there leading this field isn't too shocking to me.
No, it's not, and we are on board with the 04. Mark Mann looking out at a stacked field in front of him. Mark has some work cut out for him to get to the front of this thing, but it doesn't look like for the moment he really has anywhere to go. No one taking it 3 wide yet here at Daytona. Everyone trying to ride around, log some laps. That won't last for too long. Jacob, as a driver in this series, when do you start thinking about fuel and your strategy of how to win a stage?
Well, fuel, I think about as soon as we click the grid button. I have that car off, even if it's just 0.001 of a gallon, every little bit counts. Stage, maybe 10 laps, 5 laps before it ends. So, I mean, we've got a long way to just ride around, but you always need that plan of what if, what happens, we might get a caution, we might not. So you never really know.
Yeah, the super speedway style racing really has a crapshoot feel to it. You never know when a big one is going to happen. You don't know if even a big crash will happen. We have seen these guys run entire stages without a yellow eye, and here recently we were going in stage 3 without any cautions. A lot of drivers were banking on cautions to come out, but even that strategy jumped up and bit them. Well,
Yeah,
Dave, these drivers out here tonight, it's a bit early, and we're not going to talk about what driver we want to see win. But if you're in this situation, you're running around in the middle of this pack here somewhere, what kind of stress are you feeling? What are you trying to do? Just wanting to log some laps right now? Are you feeling the pressure of there's only 2 races left, I got to lead every lap?
Well, all of that really depends on where I sit as far as getting in the chase. If I'm close, I may be just comfortable just, riding around the 10th position or so, give myself a little distance, but stay in between 2 cars. That way I'm absolutely not going to lose the draft. So it all depends about the situation that you find yourself in before you start the car. You still got to take into account who's around you. Are you more comfortable pushing this particular person or having that guy behind you? All that kind of factors in to how you run the race.
Right now, the 12 machine of Tristan Walker out in front. Walker did pick up season opener, has that win in the bank. Would like to pick up another one. Wins, no matter when they come, will never hurt, and they always feel good. Give you a nice little boost of momentum, especially now that playoffs are around the corner. Jacob, how important do you feel it is to have a win right before the playoffs start?
Well, to be honest, KR, I've never won in the Monday series, but I have finished second 9 different times. But anytime, even just a good finish, that's just that little bit more of confidence going into the playoffs. But I mean, we've got one more left, one more race before the playoffs start. But just any amount of momentum that you can get, or even Tristan, I'm sure he's not thinking win right now. I would be thinking playoff points. You get a playoff point if you win the stage.
So these little points that they can earn, a point here for leading the lap, points for winning the stage, points for winning the race. How much do they stack up if you can continue to do a little bit here and there?
Oh, they mean the world. It doesn't seem like much at the start. Oh, we got a car.
Alex Green going around here. He's collected Aspen Belvin in the 84. Yellow flag is out. We're in our first caution of the night. These 2 cars getting involved. Back it up a little bit here. Go to our turn instant replay where things went wrong. Looks like 14 Cody Eldred gonna make contact with Chase Berry, tags the wall, and then tags Alex Green. Green gonna get a hold of Will Weber. Weber able to save it. Somehow he saves it. Continues on, but Alex Green and Aspen Belvin, not so much. Those 2 getting caught out here. We go on board with Aspen Belvin. The 3-4 cars getting damage here. The 14 not wanting to be a part of this situation this early.
And looked like he was trying to avoid a situation such as this and found himself right in the mix of it. Trying to stay up there on that outside lane, just wasn't able to do it, and mayhem ensues, but that gives us no fuel strategy for the rest of this stage. These drivers are going to be able to hit pit road this time by being led by Tristan Walker and run this thing to the end of stage 1, which is going to probably give us some great action, Jacob.
Yes, absolutely. I've been looking at Aspen's car. It doesn't look too banged up, but it will. If he doesn't take a fast repair, he will definitely have some aerodynamics, against his will there. But also, a big thing is who's going to wait on pit road and see what. Oh, we got an accident here on pit road.
That is David Booth, I believe. Turned around. No, Chase Berry in the 11 turned around facing the wrong way. But the race off of pit road won by Tristan Walker. He retains the lead, and we're going to have to reset this field here, guys. We're going to step away for a moment. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Drivers have caught back up to the pace car after making their round of pit stops. Cody Eldred, unfortunately, did not get the wave around he was after. This time was one of the drivers triggering that caution. So, no wave around for him. As things stand right now, Aspen Belvin in the 84 has gone a lap down after a good amount of time on pit road, trying to get some of that damage fixed on his machine. Back on the lead lap here. He's got lots of time to do it. So does Cody Eldred. Drivers can make things happen. Aspen Belvin, champion in the OP Racing Super Series. But no, he can get the job done if the cards play out in his favor. Huge night to be able to do it. Right now, the 12 machine, Christian Walker, electing to restart on the outside lane. And Rick Seabrands in the 4, what I would say would be his preferred starting spot. That 4 machine on the inside, always a tough pass to get around. Jacob, you've raced against Rick. What do you have to do in order to try and dislodge Rick out of the top spot?
You're probably better off buying a lottery ticket because he just loves that high line. Even in the K&N cars, this man is unstoppable in the high line, but he is a clean passer and pusher. But with this early in the race, I mean, you really don't have a whole lot to worry about, but it is super speedway racing. We never know what is going to happen.
All right, Dave, drivers getting ready to go green flag once again. Looking at just about 10 laps in the stage. Won't you take us through this green flag?
All right, once again, pace car lights broken as always on that Ford Mustang. So it's going to head down pit road, try to get that fixed for the next caution. Christian Walker bringing the field to the line. He hits the gas. We're back green on lap 14. Still side by side is the 4. Rick Seabrands right behind him. The 95 of James Mayer. Outside Josh Milam giving Walker a push now, almost clearing the 4. The sideline fighting back as they work their way off of turn number 2.
Side by side, turn number 2 cleared. Everyone getting up to speed onto the backstretch. We are seeing one car down below the yellow there. I think that was Ken McCullough Jr. in the 89 machine. He is dropping to the tail end of this field. See if we've got a plan in the works. McCullough representing White Trash Racing here tonight. And got his teammate David McCullough in the 2. Look up, but Ken has got a long way to go before that.
That he does, KR. I'm seeing it again, a little bit of a breakaway from the front of this field. Shocking to see that with only, 9 laps left to go here before the stage ends. If I'm in the chase, I'm trying to go up front and grab a stage win, get as many points as we inch ever closer and closer beginning it.
Josh Milam in the 7 machine, second car in that outside lane. Milam would love to pick up a win here as well. He does not have a win on the season, but he is close in making it on points. Picking up a win would lock him in, but he's someone that's feeling the pressure of getting the job done here, and if he can't get the win, he does need to try and preserve his ability to make it in on points. He has got to have a solid run here tonight. The drivers know what is at stake, Jacob, but when you're out there and racing against people like this, how easy is it to forget your place, so to speak, to kind of forget the big picture of just finish, survive, get as many points as you can. When all that adrenaline, when everything's going on around you, how quickly can you forget your game plan?
Oh, very quickly. I mean, just right here, right now, if we're watching it, I mean, We all want that little piece of cheese. Sometimes we forget about the big piece of cheese, you know, getting to the playoffs. I'm watching Milam here, Josh Milam. He's doing an excellent job keeping straight, giving pushes down the back stretch, lean, has hell behind him. He's just trying to survive through the stage.
Side by side, they go through the trioval, the 12 machine of Tristan Walker leading another lap. He has been leading the most laps here in stage number 1. He's already racked up 14 laps led. Rick Seacran in the 4 machine, though, going to edge out just a little bit at corner exit, but that outside lane really likes to show its momentum and its speed down the straightaways. Dave, the drivers here are, well, this front pack seems to be pretty mellow right now. No one really trying to do too much snaking, too much moving around.
It looks like most of them are just intent to take it to the end of stage 1 here and not really race hard for it. Just maintain and grab what little points you can here and there. A little unaccustomed to see that too. Have an opportunity to go 3 wide and choose to come all the way down to that yellow line, to that inside line, and fall in behind. Just not used to seeing him on that inside line there. It's kind of awkward.
And the 2 machine, that is David McCullough in the white tracks racing. See him in that outer lane before the battle for the car to be the first car 1 lap down for the moment is being led by the 14th machine of Cody Eldrin. He is out in front of Aspen Belvin by almost 10 seconds. Belvin running around all by himself, does not have any help. That damaged 84 machine not able to craft for the moment. At just a handful of laps, be our next caution at the end of this stage, Jacob.
Yes, that is true, but Aspen maybe just try to limp it to the end of the stage, get some more damage fixed, and get back out there. However, I am watching the 2 of David McCullough. He is not on that outside line like we always see him, but he is eyeing that middle lane. Me as a driver, I want to take that middle lane. It's like a rocket ship. When you enter that middle lane, he can be up to first place in no time.
We go onward with David McCullough. You can see he kind of does peek his nose out a little bit, testing the waters. He's just dipping his toe in it, checking the temperature. For too long, he may decide to pull that trigger and go ahead and make that move. But for the moment, battle continues. They very much the same. Tristan Walker on the outside, Rick Seabrand's on the inside. They've been that way since this first restart. Now Seabrand's in the 4 machine, starting to edge in front of Christian Walker in the 12. But Walker with that momentum on the outside lane, going to charge right back, and he is going to continue to lead, if only by a few hundredths of a second.
Yeah, another lap led for him. 18 laps in the books for Tristan Walker. So making a I guess a jump towards who leading the most laps here tonight. See him fall back on the back stretch and then get a good push from the 7 to regain momentum through the corner and able to just inch out Rick Seabrand's lap after lap. And I don't know, somebody's going to have to make a move here. We're getting real close to the end of this thing.
That we are. We're getting ready to start the final lap of stage number 1. And Rick Seabrand is going to cross the line first place that time. But Tristan Walker in the 12 is going to have the lead back by the time they hit turn number 1. Final lap here in stage number 1. Who is it going to be? The 95 of James Mayer going to try and get close to the back bumper of the 4 of Rick Seabrands, but not before the 7 of Josh Milam gets there. Those two hook up a lot quicker, and the 12 gets turned right in front of everyone. Rick Seabrands clears it. Josh Milam, Tristan Walker. Here comes the 02 of Overstreet into it late. The 24 Will Weber is sideways, and the 12 is smoking as Josh Milam in the 7 grabs a gear, gets rolling. The same for Hunter Reynolds. And once again, we go to yellow for the stage. But Rick Sebrand's able to pull off the win for stage number 1. And let's back that up a little bit and figure out where it all went wrong. We go on board with Overstreet, trying to find somewhere to get through. Overstreet not able to clear. Uh-oh, I hit the wrong button. Try this one more time. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, getting involved in it as well. They worked their way down the backstretch. Josh Milam was doing a great job of giving a bit of a shove to the 12 machine, and then wasn't so much of a great job in the field. Gets scattered. 95 involved. Cody Eldred in another one. David McCullough is involved in this one as well. So another crash happening. Our first one having involved 3 drivers. This one taking on a lot more than 3. But our leaders are on the pit road this time, David.
And Rick Sebrand's able to skate by that by the skin of his teeth and collect the stage 1 win. I believe that, you know, race control will confirm this will be the end of stage number 1. They haven't already there, KR, but yeah, I don't know. There, once again, excitement coming to the end of a stage happens more times than not, but these guys still putting on a show.
Cody over in the 8 machine. A 2-tire stop is going to win the race off of pit road. Several other drivers, though, stuck on pit road trying to hammer out some damage. But strategy call here by Cody over. Tires for him. His first car to try that here. Looks like 1 or 2 other drivers did try 2 tires. Cody over, big gain there coming out in front. Guys, we're gonna reset the field for y'all. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as stage number 1 has drawn to a close. Let's see if we can't get a quick word in with our stage 1 winner, and that is the 4 machine of Rick Seabrands. And Dave, I believe you have some questions for him.
Yeah, Rick, just tell us from your point of view how that stage 1 unfolded for you to walk away with the points for winning stage 1, and maybe what the reasoning behind it looked like you guys were calm out there.
Super fortunate to be in the position that we was there, and that was all credit to my teammate back there, Jim. Man, he was pushing his brains out and had it monitoring those temperatures to keep us up there. And real unfortunate to see him get caught up in that wreck like that. But hopefully they can bounce back. Everybody seemed to be pretty tame up front. It was everybody was racing pretty good, giving each other room. Hopefully we can do that again with this stage.
All right, well, having another 25 laps before we go back to yellow flag conditions for the end of stage number 2. What's your plan or strategy, if you mind telling it, for this stage 2? Are you going to try to stay up front, or are you going to go back to the back and kind of hang out since you already collected 1 stage win here tonight?
Well, it's simple for us, man. We're on the outside really looking in right now. Our chase actually starts tonight for us. We don't have a win. We're racing for points, and there's a lot of great drivers that don't have wins, so I need all the bonus points I can get. So feel comfortable up front. Hopefully we can maintain this Yeti Camaro and keep it up front tonight.
All right, Rick, well, thanks for joining us up here. While you're under caution, we'll let you go, as it's only about 1 to go, so we'll let you talk to your crew chief and everything. We'll catch you later, bud.
Your way, as they are all up the throttle, and man, I'll tell you, if my mic wasn't muted, that would have been a great intro. Oh well, it happened. All right, so Cody Ober in the 8 machine, only taking 2 tires here at Daytona and early on in the race. Not a bad strategy. It did get him that top spot, and for the moment he is in the lead. Got the 62 of Les Levy pushing on his back bumper, but the 4 of Rick Seabrands on the outside. He has the 04 of Mark Mann, and as I like to do, well, Mark, here we go. Jacob, take it away. What are you seeing out there?
Well, I am watching this gaggle of top 5, 6, or 7 cars. A lot of these guys are outside looking in, and they need either points or even just a flat-out win to get in. I mean, you've got even a couple of rookies up here in this top 10. It's early in the stage, but we don't know what's going to happen or what even will happen.
The 24 machine of Will Weber, being involved in a couple of incidences already here tonight, finds himself in 7th place for the moment. You mentioned rookies. Weber having an R attached to his name, and he is putting that white 24 machine to a good run. He wanted to run a new paint scheme here tonight. We're going to have to talk to him about how he needs to load them up in a timely manner, and also in a correct manner, because that's not the paint scheme he was hoping for.
I don't know about the paint schemes, KR, but these drivers already looking to go single file this early in stage 2. Maybe just ride it out until they have to pit, and then get a little more adrenaline flowing through their system. But outside on the outside. That's great, huh? That's awesome. Les Levy trying to take the lead away.
He brings in the 4 machine down on the bottom. Les Levy in the 62, and that death machine on the outside. Well, hopefully that death machine doesn't find its way into a graveyard tonight. I'd like to see that paint in victory lane. I think that is the paint scheme for me tonight. I'm digging on that paint.
Yeah, you already know who I'm a favorite of the paint scheme. That's Mark Mann out there in that 04, that Batman, man. That's an awesome car. I say it all the time. He was fortunate enough to let me grab a hold of it, so I can run that paint if I want to as well. That thing's just always awesome to look at.
Now, Jacob, you mentioned that your trading paints wasn't working. Did you get that working yet?
No, but I am digging the basic paint scheme of Aspen Velvet. Even though it's not loaded, it's just a plain red and white car. Plain. You can't go wrong with a single color car.
That's not too far off of what his actual paint scheme is. Red and white lettering. Asphalt Cowboy on the side of that machine. Aspen Belvin, as I mentioned, a champion. I don't know what I'm trying to say. He did pick up a win this season, but he has had a rough season. Things have not gone his way. That bright spot for him is that one win he has, setting himself up to be in position for another one. Got to get to the end of the stage here. That 84 machine, right now, kind of looks like it's in stalk mode. Because what can you tell us about your teammate in Aspen Belvin?
Well, he's definitely a cool and calm individual. He knows when to go, and he knows when to use that bumper if need be. However, he was just a lap down. Now he's running up in the top 10. I'm guessing he used his fast repair when he got in that first accident. So, is he playing a gamble to get stage points, or is he just ended up there and said, well, here I am kind of deal?
Yep, the 84 machine is right there. Pretty solid so far as the 8 of Cody Ober is going to drop out of contention for the moment. That is going to break up all the momentum that Rick Seabrand's had, thus leaving in the 62, going to drop down to the inside as he has got a pass there, but that will allow Rick to close up to him very quickly. And we got drivers hitting pit road for green flag pit stops. Aspen Belvin leading the charge.
I think that move to the back may have been a planned one. No, Cody's still out on track. I was thinking maybe he was leading or signaling to the rest of the guys pit road this time by. Wrong about that. So Leslie still in the lead of this thing, but Rick Seabrands has Mark Mann right behind him. Look for those two to try to get by the 62. Seabrands may capture another stage win. Jacob?
Well, another stage win, another playoff point. Even if he doesn't get in, that's one less playoff point these other guys have to use in their advantage. You never know, but I'm kind of hoping Rick wins this just to see him get in.
Well, stage win isn't going to necessarily secure your playoff chances. As I said, Josh Milam looking very close on points, trying to have a good run. And so is the 4 of Rick Seabrands. He does not have a win yet either. His point situation is a little bit better than Josh Milam's. Rick Seabrands comes into tonight 4th place in points. He has got a better cushion than Josh Milam. However, that could change very quickly. Could someone else pick up a win that did not have one yet? And it's amazing how quickly your championship dreams can be dashed in a situation like that.
Oh, we seen it earlier, KR. Your dreams can be dashed just on a stage coming to an end. So, I mean, you can't take what you have at this moment for granted as far as your positions and where you're sitting in the points and everything. But, I mean, you got to try to go get it. And I mean, Rick Seabrands, he's been up front all night. His plan is to win this thing. I think that strategy's paying off well for him and his crew.
Checking in on our drivers who did make pit stops. 12 machine of Christian Walker now leading the charge of these drivers. Josh Milam in the 7, tucked in right behind him. Those two were running in this exact position coming to the end of stage number 1. And an unfortunate helpful push wasn't really that helpful. So we'll see how they work out this pit stop cycle. Les Levy leading this other group who has not pitted yet, but a lot of drivers starting to get single file when they come down pit road, as there's only 2 cars at the moment in the outside lane, Jacob.
Well, knowing Les Levy and Rick Seabrans, how that group kind of tends to run together. They will run those cars until there is just fumes in the tank. But with that big of a risk comes that big of a reward. Me, it's not really worth it. I like to have that little bit in the tank to know I can make the pace laps at the end of the stage.
But these drivers are doing what they can as far as fuel strategy. We're looking at 10 laps to go here in stages. Rick Seabrand is going to break off for pit road. Les Levy as well. David Booth in the 77 stays out. And a clean entry onto pit road for these guys.
Well orchestrated move to pit road there. I thought maybe Les Levy was a little bit fast on the entry to pit road. We'll have to wait and see. I think he got it woed down just in time. But as Jacob said a minute ago, those drivers probably going to come down together. They work together. There you see them all off of pit road together. So this group going to have to blend back in and see if they can stay in front of the already pitted group headed by Tristan Walker.
And now David Booth in the 77 going to break for pit road. David McCullough in the 2, hard charge for his pit entry. The 2 machine jumped way out in front of everyone. I don't know if he was able to slow it down or not, but a very aggressive entry by the lap bound machine of David McCullough. He is trying to do everything he can to get his lap back. And what an amazing pit entry that was, as he gets rolling again. So he made a very aggressive move, and he is going to use his teammate behind him. Hopefully that 2 machine can stay on the lead lap, as for the moment the race leader is scored as the 89 of Ken McCullough. But the 12 machine of Tristan Walker is at full song, coming around to pass these guys. He will make that pass about the time they get on the backstretch.
By the time they get around to the line, he will be scored your race leader officially. I'm gonna go around right here. There you go, to the front, Tristan Walker. And I mean, look at the gap that they have over the group that pitted with Rick Seabrands, Mark Mann, and all of those guys. They gapped them pretty decently. About what is it, about 3 seconds or so there, Jacob?
Yeah, it's looking like it, but there's nothing wrong with a big gap, especially at this towards the end of the stage. I mean, I'm knocking on wood right now, but that's a lot less of a mess of cars if there was a caution to come out. I mean, less cars mean less damage, but you never really know.
Tristan Walker in the 12 machine continuing to log laps led, finds himself in position once again, set up to win a stage. Now the 7 machine going to make a move to the outside here. Hunter Reynolds going to join him, but here comes a hard charging 2 machine of David McCullough and the 89 of Ken McCullough as they're working that outside lane, and we're seeing some 3 wide action now.
I knew it wasn't going to be long before my boys decided not to let me down. There you see him up there running that high, wide, and handsome line here at Daytona International Speedway. Man, I love it when they go 3 wide, KR.
But David McCullough, who is 1 lap down, in a fight with David Overstreet in the 02 to be the first car 1 lap down. He does have 12 seconds over David Overstreet. So if he rides right where he is at, he will get that free pass. Meanwhile, the drivers will not be satisfied with riding around, I am sure, as Josh Milam has got his teammates surrounding him, the 26 Hunter Reynolds from the FSR stable and Derek Conley in the 28. Conley is another driver here who likes to use that outside lane, but for the moment that option is closed off to him, so he is having to push the 12 of Tristan Walker. And be anxious to see if the 3 FSR drivers jump up and try and work together to win this stage.
I'm waiting for the 2 to jump back 3 wide. You know it's going to happen before we get to the end of this thing. Looks like he's just kind of peeking out here and there. I'm not sure he's going to look for the middle. I agree with Jacob. When you hit the middle, it's like firing off a rocket. You just take off. Don't really like being in the middle in the corners, but man, you can go places either way.
Mark Mann in the 04 for the moment. Last car in this 12-car lead pack. It's actually 13 cars if you throw in the 2 team. He is trying to pace with these guys. That 04 having a little bit of damage on it. Might be pulling it down some. And Jacob, how much can you feel some damage the 04 has? How much does it slow you down when you're all by yourself? Or not necessarily on the back bumper of someone?
Oh, you might as well attach a giant ball and chain to the rear of your car, because there's been many times where I feel like I'm going slow. I'll be doing 190 or so, but that's draft speed. Well, but you're doing it by yourself, and you're just getting freight trained the whole time.
Machine of Christian Walker once again out front. Josh Milam was able to lead the last lap. Now Tristan Walker takes back that lap led category as he continues to log laps. He's going for those points of most laps led here tonight. Walker, as I mentioned, does have been on the seat and picked up the seat opener. Throw some salt and pepper on it. But we're looking at 2 laps to go in stage number 2, Dave.
Yeah, and still pushing that 7 is the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. They just haven't been able to get the job done and get around the 12 of Tristan Walker. So wonder how hard they're going to push with only 1 lap left here. Remember last time he came this close to the stage end, he had a caution. These drivers keep it straight as they head down the back stretch and back into turn 3.
Down the back stretch they go. And the 7 of Josh Milam going to make a move to the inside. That's going to give Hunter Reynolds an open lane. Can Hunter get the run up off the corner to make a move? Milam setting himself up for the stage win here as they're going to come to the line. Here comes Hunter Reynolds. Will he have enough juice? It doesn't look like it. It's the 7 of Josh Milam going to cross the line and pick up stage number 2. Caution flag out as everyone starts to slow it down. And the 7 of Josh Milam picking up stage win number 2 here.
Yeah, and Jacob, what do you think about the timing of the 7 to drop down when he did and keep Hunter Reynolds behind him at the end of the stage?
Timing is everything with super speedway racing. I mean, your eyes are glued to that rear view mirror. Once you see that, once I see the manufacturer emblem, I'm moving. Even though your spotter may say somebody's there, you know you're there. And quite honestly, it was a gutsy move, but for the stage and where he's sitting at points, I don't blame him one bit. I mean, it's an extra 10 points of him possibly getting in the chase.
And I mean, he timed it almost perfectly too, because I believe if he had done it maybe 200-300 feet earlier, that may have gave enough of a run to the 26 to come and steal that stage win. So, I mean, just crucial right there. Great job.
Aren't crucials what you put on your salad?
No, that's seasoning.
That would be croutons.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think so.
It's just dried up bread. Nobody likes it anyway.
Oh, rabbit.
You know, Dave Chappelle has a song about lettuce.
Oh. Probably be copyright. All right, pit stop's underway. Josh Milam on the pit road. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, following suit. Tristan Walker in the 12 machine. Top 3 drivers all trying to hit their pit box cleanly here. Gonna be the first one off of pit road. The 26 overshoots it. There goes his chances of running off pit road first. Now it is a bad scramble. Get 4 tires and fuel. Milam starts rolling first. The 12 machine with a spectacular pit stop. Christian Walker gonna edge him out here. Come off pit road with lead. So let's see here. Get a word in with our stage 2 winner, and that is the 7 machine, Josh Milam. Josh, you got your ears on?
What's going on, guys?
Not a whole lot. The 7 machine picking up stage win number 2 here tonight. Had a good shot at it for stage number 1, but things didn't work out in the way you had hoped. But come back and pick up this stage here. What did it take to pull off that move you did down the backstretch?
Great teamwork right there. We had all of us right there in the top spots. We were able to work together and get me in the right position. Heck of a job by Hunter for pushing me right there on the outside to give me that opportunity to jump down in that bottom lane and take that win.
Now the 12 machine of Tristan Walker was able to beat you off of pit road, but here at Daytona, that may not necessarily be the end of all hopes and dreams. However, that 12 very solid here tonight. You got anything in store for us from stage 3 to knock him up off that top spot?
Well, try to play it safe here. Go back in, get some more fuel, maybe ride in the back here for a while, and it might be a fuel game again. We'll see what happens.
All right, Josh. Well, congratulations on stage number 2. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Definitely you guys as always, OP, all the guys that's racing with me tonight, anybody watching, and definitely my teammates here, Derek and Hunter, with great teamwork there on that stage.
All right, Josh. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. We'll let you get back to it. Good luck here in stage number 3.
All right, guys, thanks.
Well, stage 2 coming out of caution. What do you guys think? What do you think we'll see in stage number 3?
I think we're going to see a little bit more of the same. That you heard Milam say it right there. He may just go to the back and kind of hang out and do the fuel mileage game. And I don't know, KR, maybe it's because some of these drivers know how important finishing good is, that they're electing this close to the chase to kind of wait to the end to be there. But if a lot of them are trying to wait to be there, they're going to be right in the thick of it anyway, so that strategy could backfire on a few of them.
Jacob, we're getting ready to start stage number 3. When you are in a situation, 2 races left in the season, looking at the final stage of one of these races, how important is it to get a good start, and what more can you do and not spin the tires?
Most important thing here is not to spin the tires. That shouldn't be an issue since everybody took 4 fresh ones. And the next biggest thing is not to miss a gear. We've seen that time and time again of guys missing that 2-3 shift or even that 3 to 4 shift if they're running an H pattern style shifter. So as long as nobody pulls a Mark Barton and blows a transmission at the start of this restart, we should be fine and rolling without a problem.
All right, well, the field forming up for another restart to kick off number 3. Double drivers hit pit road. In fact, it looks like only 7 cars did not hit pit road this time. Wanted to get as much fuel in their machines as they could. Walker elected inside lane. Hey, why don't you take us through this restart here for stage number 3?
All right, pace car working its way through turns 3 and 4. Once again, it's broke as always, KR. So nothing new there. Shame that it has to be that Ford Mustang. But Christian Walker gonna bring us back. Green flag racing. Pace car's gonna make that left-hand turn any minute now. There it goes. Christian Walker nails the gas. We're back green. Lap 54 out of 100 here tonight. Good start for that inside lane. Robert Duvendeck leading that outside lane, falling back just a little bit as they go through the center of 1 and 2. 3-car breakaway. Big move to the outside by the 95 of James Mayer. Rick Seabrands jumps out there with him. They pull side by side with Tristan Walker.
Walker tried to put the block on it, could not make it work. Now the 84 Aspen Belvin gives a good bump to that 12 machine. However, the 4 and the 95 not able to clear the 12 of Walker. They're going to stay on that upper lane with some help from Robert Dumendak. As the sun is starting to set, the lights have come on here at Daytona. Rick Seabrands drops down to the inside lane, and now he is out front of the 12. James Mayer in the 95 out front of the outer lane, and we got the 2 machine of Dave McCullough trying to make something happen in that 3rd lane going into turn 1. He had to bail out of the throttle as that door closed very quickly on him.
Yes, it did, and he's falling back now. Gonna need some help to get back up there. Sure, he'll be up there in a few laps or so. James Mayer, he made a big move there, Jacob, on lap 1 of that restart to get to the outside. How critical was it for Rick Seabrands to jump out there right when Mayer did?
It's very critical. I mean, the easiest way to get spots is obviously on the restart. And with Mayer and Seabrands working together earlier in this race, I don't see it being a shock at all, but I do see it being a shock of Seabrands jumping down to the bottom lane. Now that the 2 teammates can control both lanes, but is it worth burning the extra fuel to control both lanes for just a couple laps? Or you got to play that long ball game? That's how I see it.
Well, you know, the drivers that are in the draft, yeah, sure, they don't have to use as much fuel, but if you have a teammate on your outside, maybe a little bit of cat and mouse can happen. You guys are under orders, you know, kind of run side by side, maybe catch, you know, breathe the throttle a little bit, going into the corners, just kind of working together. You might be able to save some.
That strategy might work out for a few laps until somebody decides to take it 3 wide, and then you're both going to have to hit the gas once again, and then who knows how many laps you're going to stay 3 wide. You could go 10, so I don't know if that strategy would eventually play out by trying to back up the lines.
So on board the Deathmobile, Les Levy in the 62. Right now he is riding in 8th place, tucked in behind the 04 of Mark Mann. Fourth car in this outside lane. James Mayer in the 95 still leading the outer lane. Inside lane being led by Rick Seacrans. These drivers setting up for the final run to the end. And it looks like for the moment, other than the big shuffle that Rick Seacrans and James Mayer made that dash to the outside around the 12, everyone kind of settled in for the moment.
Yeah, only car I see really on a move, making some moves out there is David Overstreet in that 02. He was outside 3 wide and gained 1 or 2 positions here at around Alex Green and Scott Bellum up there, tail end of that outside lane. But Jacob, with him being 1 lap down, is that where you want to be this close to the front, or do you feel safer a little bit away from it if it happens?
I personally, I would be on the bottom, a couple car lengths back, but right now we do have a 3-way race for Lucky Dog, so I mean it's give and take. And definitely got know when to fold them, but you never know when a caution's going to come out. I would just be on that bottom, right behind David Schultz, just riding it and taking what you can get as you go.
Taking all of it was 95 of James Mayer, made the move to duck down there to the bottom line in front of Rick Seabrans. Those 2 cars shot out there for a second, kind of old school tandem draft look to it. Now the rest of the field going back up with them. Robert Gubendak finds himself leading that outside lane, now being pushed by the 04 of Mark Mann.
Mark Mann finding himself second car, outside lane, door to door with the 84 of Aspen Belvin for the moment. They work their way through the tri-oval. James Mayer in the 95 machine, picking up his 4th lap lead of the night. I'm sorry, his 3rd lap lead of the night. That 95 machine, oh, how exciting would it be for him to pick up a win here, as he does not have one on the season, but he is the highest non-winning points position. He came into tonight 3rd place in the point standing, so he's been having a very solid season, just has not parked it in victory lane yet.
Victory lane is where you want to be, especially this close to the chase. If you haven't already got one, that's pretty much going to cement you in at this point in time. So, I mean, I like the moves by Rick Seabrans to get up front, stay up front. Found himself a little bit behind there at the end of stage 2. Right here at the beginning of the final stage, right there up front once again.
Jacob, how are your teammates doing out there tonight?
Well, we got Tristan Walker and Aspen Belvin. They're in the top 6 and the top 10. Nobody, that's just them 2 up there, but we got Chase Berry and Cody Leavitt back there in the back. But they're playing it safe in the back. Got time to check up if there's an accident. Playing the long ball, but I would really like to see Chase win this just because of how excited he gets in the radio, just because of how happy he is about it. But we can all dream.
Chase Berry earning the nickname Chase Sweary because of how excited he can be on the radio. At 11 machine though, for the moment, he does find himself in the 15th spot. That white machine, capable of making its way to the front, has typically has internet connection issues, but it looks like here tonight having some very solid internet for him, so he might have a shot at this thing.
As long as he's got everything intact, good to go, should be able to turn out a good finish here tonight, KR. And Robert Duvendak just struggling out there in that outside lane. We've seen other drivers group up together and slowly make that pass, and he has just been struggling out there. That combination of himself and Mark Mann just not seeming to work right now.
Now Mark Mann seems to be struggling to keep the back bumper of the 10 machine on his front bumper. Able to close up on him some, but loses a lot to the corners. I wonder if it has to do with all the damage that is on that 04. It doesn't look too terrible, but it doesn't look too great either. As you can see, he really falls off on the corners. That will slow up that outside lane.
And Jacob, we've seen it before, and tell us from your standpoint, I mean, if you stay tucked up too long or just pushing too much, we've seen guys pop that engine. So do you think maybe that's what Mark Mann's doing, just trying to keep those temperatures in check?
Oh, absolutely. Just judging by the front end damage of that car, he is not having a good time right now. But he does have Cody over in the 8 to help him push if need be. But then that also overheats the 8 car as well. But I mean, you're up there, you have the lane to get out up top and keep going, but that is hard-earned spots that you got to regain.
We go on board with the 116 of Mike Schultz. He is behind the 07 of Scott Bellum. And Schultz got a little bit of significant nose damage on that 116 involved in our earlier incidents. And I thought maybe I had seen him take a fast repair. Not 100% sure what Mike Schultz got into another time, but yeah, that nose damage on the 116 is quite significant, so it's going to hold him up a little bit.
It'll be all right. It's the regular.
And that's probably why it's all cracked up. Raiders, I'm a Queen City boy myself, so part of the Raider hater crew.
Raider hater, that is absolutely, that's perfect. I am stealing that if it's not trademarked yet.
It's trademarked here in Kansas City. Only say it when you're in Kansas.
Don't worry guys, YouTube will let you know.
Hey. All right, James Mayer in the 95 machine. You're a race leader. He has led 10 laps now as the 4 machine of Rick Seacrest right behind him. Robert Duvendak in the 10, still struggling to try and get to the front of this field. But the 04 of Mark Mann continues not to be able to be the solid pusher that he would like to be. However, they are coming up on a lap car. That is 28 of Derek Conley. Conley, who has lost the draft here, is now going to suffer the consequences of that. He's going to try and take to the high side and go 3 wide here, so 28 allows everyone by. 28 now joins the battle to be the first car 1 lap down. David Overstreet in the 02 takes over the top spot from Derek Conley. But Conley is going to use the draft to close up to him, so we might have a battle picking up first car 1 lap down.
Battle for the lucky dog. No battle up front. Cars hitting pit road. Aspen Belvin, the 12 of Christian Walker. Rick Sebring's James Mayer stays out there on track still. Robert Duvendak now finds himself in 3rd place. The 62 of Les Levy right behind him. Scott Bellum and Mark Mann also in this group.
The Mayer and friends, they stay out. Duvendak now drops down to that bottom lane. Mark Mann in the 04 was running 2nd car on the outside. He falls all the way to 6th place, but he's going to slot in. Everyone getting single file here, so when will we see the rest of these drivers hit pit road? And it looks like the 4 is peeling off, And the 4 going to get very aggressive on his entry. The 95 going to challenge right back. They enter pit road side by side. Rick Seabrands takes a very unique line onto pit road. He has done that every single time here tonight. And it makes it really look like he comes flying onto pit road.
Yeah, but I'm noticing something, and Jacob, tell me if you're seeing it too. When Rick does that, he gets his early entry to pit road is super fast, but then you see him right there a couple hundred feet before the line. He seems to give up a lot, or give back a lot of it.
Yes, he does, but there is one giant benefit of doing that when coming to pit road, especially during green flag stops on old tires. If there's a wreck coming to pit road, you're as far away possible as the other cars, so you have more time to react and get out of other people's way.
All right, so everyone coming down pit road, flag pit stop cycle. James Mayer in the 95 machine, out on track, but he is all by himself, no one to work with. Here comes Tristan Walker and Chase Berry. They're going to motor right on by. He passed for them, and Tristan Walker taking over the top spot once again. Does have to get around the White Trash Racing duo of Ken McCullough and David McCullough. They are getting up to speed. They will be on the backstretch momentarily. There was the pass for the lead, so that will give the 12 and the 11 the top 2 spots. Chase Berry now has to worry about the 95 of James Mayer using his draft to close the gap and generate a run on him. But these 2 cars for the moment have got clean air and no pressure on anyone, or no pressure from anyone yet.
Clean air, good gap for those front 2 drivers, but closing in fast is a handful. Count them, 6 cars down there on the inside lane, just hunting and stalking those 2 leaders. Not going to be much longer before James Mayer probably jumps to the outside here on exit of turn 2. Or will they just stay in line and hog a few more laps until they have to pit again? If you were in one of those driver's seats, Jacob, how would you handle the rest of this race?
I mean, you're just logging laps at this point. There's nothing really you can do. That is kind of made for right now. If we do have a caution, that might change it up, but you've got a good size gap, almost a half-second gap in between, or did at least, between Rick Seabrands. I mean, he's probably the next closest person, and then we see Les Levy on the outside trying to make that outside lane work, but just him by himself, that is going to be very tough to do. You'll want to be in a line saving fuel as you can.
Now we're still looking at quite a few laps left in this race. We're running a different fuel limit than normal here tonight. I have not been able to keep track of how many laps these guys can get on a tank of fuel. We're still looking at 25 of 100 laps to go. Now make it 20. And don't forget, Simpson, check it.
Yeah, KR, I don't think these drivers, even with that little bit extra fuel, I don't think they're going to be able to stretch it out another 24 laps. Even the drivers that pitted in that second round or even third round like the McCulloughs did, I don't think they're going to have enough fuel to get to the end, let alone any green-white checker attempts that we may have.
Les Levy in the 62 taking over the top spot from the 12 of Tristan Walker. Now Levy has a challenge from the 07 of Scott Bellum. Thought something was amiss, and there it was. He had not used his fast repair yet. Now he has that 116 looking smooth, looking fast. Colt's capable of winning, and he's gonna, oh man, him and Will Weber. Schultz had a little bit of contact there, had a moment. had to check up. Will Weber had to check up. That is going to cost both drivers a lot of momentum. Unfortunately for Will Weber, he is still 1 lap down. This is the first car 1 lap down, but David Overstreet right there. The battle for the cars 1 lap down, picking up right where it left off. Derek Conley has made a pit stop. He did it not too long ago, but he ended up running around all by himself. He has no help, so it is only a matter of time before this field swallows him back up. He's about half a lap behind these guys.
Yeah, and I thought maybe the top 4 cars were going to get single file and try to take advantage of that almost accident. They wrecked. They just didn't crash it. That's what happened right there, KR. But I mean, I thought they would try to use that situation to gain a lot of time. Caution out on track.
Caution is out. It looks like 77 of David Booth has found the pace car. Let's back this up and see what happened to the driver in that 77 machine. Alex Green in the 15 going to try and go 3 wide. Does not work out. Robert Duvendak catching some damage. Alex Green also getting involved. And Green headed for the pit for the garage area right away. Yeah, that was just the 2 drivers battling over the same spot through the trioval.
Real estate is coveted and much sought after, so not surprised something like that would take place. But the field's going to catch the slow pace car just now, making it out on track.
However, that is a big break for Derek Conley. Had a chance of maybe losing another lap, get to stay on the lead lap, and now has an actual maybe chance to win this.
Scott Bellum in the 07 catches up to the pace car. He is the race leader. The 6, Les Levy right behind him. Rounding out your top 3, Christian Walker in the 12. Walker has been running up front all race long. Continues to have a solid night here. And man, got to start wondering, can the 12 continue this and pull off the race win? Will it be another first-time winner? Leslie in the 62, the 07 is Scott Bellum. In the moment they hit pit road, guys have the laps starting to count down.
As the laps are counting down, KR, I think this pit stop here will put you in the fuel window to at least get to the end. Those green-white checkers still a little bit iffy. So gonna be interesting to see if anybody even cares to think about the green-white checker, if they're just gonna try to run this thing to the end. Man, it's gonna be a good 20 laps.
A lot of 2 tire stops here. David McCullough, first car off of pit road with 4 tires. See if those 4 tires count to an advantage for him. Otherwise, the top 8 cars on track all took 2. So a little bit of different strategy taking place in what could be the final pit stop of the night. Guys, we're going to step away for a moment. We'll be right back after this.
racing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the lights have gone out on the Ford Buttstain. Field's starting to form up behind it. Still too mad. Got Bellum in the 07 machine, the 62 of Les Levy. That's going to make up the front row. What could be the final restart of the night. Mike Schultz in the 116 machine, and Cody Ober in the 8, going to make up our second row. Tristan Walker in the 12, and the 77 of David Booth, the row number 3. And Jacob, Dave, these guys laying it all on the line here. Laps are starting to wind down, and we haven't let Jacob do it. So Jacob, why don't you take us to this green flag tonight?
Was that beautiful, beautiful Ford Mustang getting ready to peel off. Lights are off. We've got them re-racked and stacking, ready to run these last couple laps. It's definitely going to come down to the end. Here we go, and green flag is in the air. Feel him out front with a massive jump. Nobody really right behind him. Here comes the 116 of David Schultz, a rookie of anyone. Looking to that outside, he moves to the outside. Here comes Tristan Walker as they go down the backstretch.
Down the backstretch, Mike Schultz with the momentum. Scott Bellum in the 07 on the inside, Schultz on the outside. Schultz has him cleared, but going to elect to continue to run that outer lane. Les Levy in the 62 on the bumper of the 116. Cody over in the 8. He's in there as well as Rick Seabrands in the 4. Those top 6 drivers all formed up, running door to door. David Booth in the 77. Right now he is trying to get to the back bumper of the 8 machine. Cannot do so quite yet, as David McCullough in the 2. 4 fresh tires on that machine, starting to make some moves. So is the 10 of Robert Dubendak. Dubendak, who was involved in that last yellow, had to use a fast repair. Looks like he has got that machine looking nice and streamlined. Don't count him out of this race just yet.
Just moments ago, big moment for the 116. Les Levy in that 62 was giving him a shove, and his car did not like it, wiggled a little bit. They went 3 wide for a second. Now Tristan Walker jumping to the outside lane to lead it. Try to see if he can get around that 07 of Scott Bellum. There you see Rick Seabrands, another one of those drivers that need a win, finding himself inside lane, second car. KR, a lot of our top 5-6 drivers are all drivers that pretty much need a win.
Yeah, you're the only one really here in our frame that has a win. That is the 12 of Tristan Walker. Everyone else still looking for their first win of the season. Well, I say that, but the 07 of Scott Bellum does have a win on the season. So there is that. Got to correct myself. But Bellum in position maybe here to pick up a second win. We're looking at about 13 laps to go. Now keep in mind, we'll have 3 attempts at a green, white checkered. A lot of drivers hit pit road at the last chance, top off their tanks. We've got one car moving to the outside. That is the 12 machine. No one going with him just yet. Les Levy thought about it, and the 12 is going to tuck back in behind the 4 Rick Seabrands. That, however, cost Seabrands a lot of momentum. Robert Dubendak in the 10, he's going to make a move up in front of the 4. And now Dubendak leads the charge in that outside lane.
Small little moments can create big things here, especially at restrictor plate tracks. So, I mean, just you've seen it, just a little bit of an awkward push. Well, had to jump out of line. That slowed down the 4. Now we've got a new driver leading that outside lane. Duvendak gonna try to side draft just a little bit. Comes back off of him as they enter turn 3 and 4.
Jacob, the drivers feeling the crunch now as we're looking at inside 15 laps to go. How much is their heart rate pounding to try and pull off this win?
It is all take, no give as we're getting ready to go 10 to go. I would be right on those doors, side drafting every little bit I can, even if I'm in last place. That one position might make a difference, as I've been on the bubble of elimination in the playoffs before. You just need every little bit. But even that, look at Scott Phelan leading this race, doing a wonderful job. This guy's solo, independent, no team with him, no teammates, sitting in his channel all by himself, and he's doing an absolute fabulous job at it.
Duvendak and Bellum door to door as they cross the line. Bellum credited with that lap led. Duvendak in the 10, nosing out for the moment. Mark Mann in the 04, he's used his fast repair. That car's finally gotten straightened out. Looks like he can get to the back bumper of Scott Bellum now as he gives him a little tap down the straightaway, but not enough to keep Robert Duvendak from dropping down to the inside. That is going to put the Ford machine of Rick Sebrands as our lead car in the outer lane with the very fast all night long Tristan Walker in the 12.
Exactly right, KR. The 4 and the 12 hooking up again here. Business about to pick up. Drivers cross the line. We take 10 to go. 90 in the books. Just 10 left out of the 100. KR, it seems like there's a little storm brewing out in the air, but on track. Now 3 wide back there. You see Josh Milam going to the center. Will he try it again? Try to squeeze between Bellum and Levy? No, he doesn't. The 116 is now stuck all alone in that outside lane. Rick Sebrands edging forward just a little bit, but not able to get the job done on Robert Duvendak in that inside lane.
Across the line they go. Sebrands with that lap led. Now we have 9 laps to go. Mike Schultz in the 116 still up in that third lane. He's going to start getting a little bit of help from the 8 of Cody Over. Cody, big wiggle as he got into the corner. The 89 of Kenneth McCullough Jr. right there as well. We got 3 cars trying to use that outside lane. Meanwhile, Rick Sebrands in the 4, not dropping down in front of the 10 of Duvendak. He is now going to find a little bit of pressure on the outside as here comes Mike Schultz in the 116. Wide through the tri-oval. Oh man, and Sebrands by a nose that time as we are at 8 laps to go, but Mike Schultz with the momentum. And Jacob, these drivers, yeah, business is picking up out there, Jacob.
Oh, absolutely. I'm watching this. I'm jumping from car to car just to even fathom how much moving is going on. When driving, you really don't realize how much you're moving around. You're just focused on that rear bumper and your Tims at this point. You don't want to pop the motor this late in the race.
Field working its way once again through the tri-oval. We still have 3 cars in that outer lane. Those 3 cars really do have a good run up off the corner. If they can stay tight to each other's bumper without sending someone sideways, it could be those 3 who decide this race win amongst themselves. But before that, we got to get through 7 more laps of racing. I believe that car that dropped down to the inside, David Overstreet staying out of the way.
Staying out of the way of a 3-wide, 3-deep battle. There, that outside lane now falling back. Lost a lot of ground through turn 3 and 4 that time, so that leaves the battle just up to the 10 and the 4. Rick Seabrands. Rick able to do a good job out there. Ooh, movement by Les Levy. Almost going around off of the bumper of the 7. Josh Milam, Josh now moving up. Oh, that's close. That's close there, KR.
Les Levy in the 62. He's going to slide up in front of the 116 of Mike Schultz. Seeing these guys really start to jockey for position, trying to figure out where they want to run, giving themselves the best shot at winning this thing. Meanwhile, Robert Dumendak, he is staying committed to the bottom lane, hugging that yellow line, not trying to block anyone, not trying to take anyone's momentum away. And now we see the 12 of Tristan Walker join the group in the outside lane. We got 4 cars up in that 3rd group, but Rick Seabrand's in the 4 and Dumendak in the 10. They continue to speed laps out here. And we have 5 laps to go, Jacob.
This will be the longest 5 laps of the evening. That top lane is kind of feathered out a little bit now, but Tristan Walker and Les Levy are still hanging in there in that top 10, but they're slowly starting to drop back. Is Tristan gonna jump in between the 95 and 24? No, it doesn't look like it, but they are definitely fighting to stay up there. But I do want to look at Eric Conley in the 28. About 20 laps ago, he was at risk going a lap down. Now that caution's was out, and look, he's in the top 6, fighting for a win.
Yeah, Conley battled back from being 1 lap down. Now here he is, as you said, in a position to win this thing, but just over 4 laps to go. They are working their way through 3 and 4 when they cross the stripe. It'll be 3 laps to go. The outside lane, not really a threat for the moment, but that can change at any moment. Seen that happen time and time again, so do not write anyone off just yet. We are really seeing these guys almost driving agitatedly. Oh, as the 12 gets in the wall, Les Levy and Tristan Walker make contact, and the yellow is going to come out. Les Levy able to carry on, but Tristan Walker heavily torn up. Strongest car all night long, finds himself in the grass with 3 laps to go. We go to an instant replay here, figure out what happened. It looked like the 12 just got into the wall all by himself. Maybe a little bit of a net code issue from a car that looked like it wiggled down below him. A whole lot of room there. A very strange looking incident for the 12 machine. That is very strange. We'll take one more look at this from the 62 Les Levy. See if we can figure out what it was. And yeah, the 77 and the 95, it looked like a whole series of netcode issues there. Man, that is just unfortunate for the 12 machine here tonight.
Unfortunate is exactly what I was thinking. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see that battle play out to the end. But who's gonna gamble here? Stay out on track, go in, get tires and fuel. What do you think these drivers are gonna do, Jake?
This late in the race, your bet is definitely made. I mean, I would be staying out for sure. And it looks like we might have a nope, no takers out of the top. Oh, no. Scott Beelum jumps in, as well as it looks like David Booth. But I would definitely be staying out unless you're running on empty or close to empty at this point.
one green, white checkered attempt and hope and pray that I've got enough to get me around. I can't burn it down afterwards. That'd be all right. I'll not, maybe I'll pour some of my liquor in it later for after I celebrate.
All right, so Scott Bellum hit pit road. Robert Duvendak in the 10, electing to stay out. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, sitting in second. Josh Milam in the 7. Round out your top 3. The 0-4 Mark Mann sitting in 4th place. Eric Conley in the 28 machine rounds out your top 5. So, yeah, race is being shook up.
I wonder what Duvendak's gonna do here. They're KR, because do you take the inside and leave Rick Seabrands and Mark Mann on that outside lane together to work together at the end of this thing, or do you pick the outside, try to keep them two from working with each other?
That is going to be a tough call. I'm not 100% sure what I would do in that situation.
Is middle a choice? Can you pick the middle lane?
Right as doesn't hurt to try.
Well, I want the middle lane. That way I put that outside lane. I heard Junior say it a few times. Run them right up to the wall. Don't put them in the wall, but put them as close to that outside wall as you possibly can. That way they don't have a lot of wiggle room. I don't know. Maybe some people might think it's dirty, but I'd try to keep them an inch off of that wall if I could, if it was allowable.
A few drivers coming off of pit road. Cars are still packed in behind the pace car. We're working our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Robert Duvendak, I think, has enough fuel, at least one attempt, if that is the case. How much fuel has he been able to save? Oh man. Ooh-wee. This is what we came to see, guys. Now the gamble, it's a guess. Drivers gonna have enough fuel for sure to make it if we have more than one attempt at a green-white checkered. Never know how these races are gonna play out. Then lights have gone out on the pace cars. Start forming up. Go back to flag racing. Will be, I mentioned, our first attempt at a white checkered. Robert back like he is going to in the side lane. I think having Josh Milam pushing me not be a bad thing. But I have seen some great pushing out of the 0-4 now that he's got that car straightened out. Looking good. Jacob, how do you feel the chances are between our front row here?
Well, little behold, they are both the top 4. 3 of them are teammates. So there's definitely some strategy coming on here towards the end of this race. But I am looking at the 7 and the 28. Fuel teammates stacked up behind each other. After racing behind these guys again and again, they are definitely going to be pulling some Kyle Busch moves on this restart to get up there. Maybe take him 3 wide going into 1 if the room is there.
Indeed, it is going to be a close one here. And get through one lap Because once the white flag falls, that is it. No more attempts at a green white checker. Looks like we have one car. Not sure what happened there, but the 38, I thought I saw him slow down, but we're getting ready to go back to green flag status. And it is waving the 7 of Josh Milam was ready for that restart. Mark Mann in the 04 was not. That is going to leave Rick Seabrams out for the moment. Duvendak, though, hard charge into turn number 1. Excuse me, as contact is made with Seabrams and Josh Milam, they're able to straighten it out and continue on. But man, that was a big moment there. As Josh Milam came up, made contact on the 4, down the backstretch we go, and now it looks like the 2 and McCullough's going to move to the outside lane. They are side by side, door to door, working their way through 3 and 4. Flagman has his hand on both the white flag and the yellow flag, should we need it, coming to the tri-oval. White flag being displayed in the air across the line. We're going to go, and that is going to do it for our green-white checkered attempts. Final lap here at Daytona, as these drivers have one race and one lap left to get it done. If you don't have a win, we got 2 drivers who are looking for their first win of the season on the front row. That is Duvendak and Rick Seabrams down the backstretch. It is still anyone's race. For the moment, they are out front with Seabrams. 3 cars spinning into the grass in the infield. They are out of this one. No yellow flag flying now as they are off the racing line. Rick Seabrams able, as the 10 of Duvendak is out of fuel, he's going to stack the field up behind him. And Rick Seabrams in a race with Mark Mann to the checkered, and he is going to cross the line as your race winner, as Duvendak ran out of fuel coming off at turn number 4. Giving the win to Rick Seabrams, first one on the season, last year's champion, getting it done here tonight. Oh my goodness, what a finish.
And under that last caution, JR, I noticed Duvendak was saving a ton of gas, and I started being concerned. He only needed about a quarter of a lap more. Just a miscalculation by his crew, but not by that 4 Rick Seabrams. He went and got the job done. He'll go after a repeat championship now, back to back. We'll have to see what happens here in the next few races. But heck of a race once again, KR, man. I'm telling you, week in and week out, these guys, these drivers put on one heck of a show.
So the 4 of Rick Seabrams picks up his first win of the season. Mark Mann comes home second. Rounding out your top 3 will be David McCullough in the 2. Guys, we're going to set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we have caught up with the 4 machine of Rick Seabrams, who is completely out of fuel. Timed that one beautiful. Congratulations. It took you all but 1 race left in the regular season to wrap up a win. You get it done here tonight. Nice job.
Man, I can't believe we in crunch time, we came out here and got a win tonight. But first off, I got to thank my teammates, Mark Mann, Jim, Robert, all them guys for we worked really well together tonight, and was up front quite a bit. Really hated to see what happened to Robert there. I think he ran out of gas there late coming back, and some reason his fuel pickup didn't pick up or something. But man, Mark Man was pushing his butt off back there, man. I owe this win to him and this whole Alliance Motorsports Yeti Camaro team, man. This was a great race for us tonight.
Well, the 4 got it done here tonight. You led 20 laps, had to fight for it. But one thing that sticks in my mind, you came and told me before the race, laser-like focus. Here tonight, It looked like you didn't set 1 foot wrong, but there was a hold your breath moment on that final restart. The 7 of Josh Milam looked like he tagged the apron, came up into you a little bit. What went through your mind right there?
I thought it was done. I see my front fender get crinkled up there, and it's just such hard racing up there, man. Josh is racing for his playoff life too, so I can't blame him a bit. It's just good hard racing there at the end, man. Everybody's trying to get what they can. It's quite a battle out there, and it's crazy. These races are so hard to win. We hated that it took us this long to get to victory lane, but at least we got here, and now we're a part of the chase, and that's all that matters.
All right, well, that 4 picked up a stage win and a victory here tonight. Congratulations, man. Nice job. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give that you haven't done so already?
Yeah, I got to thank you guys too, first and foremost, for everything you guys do. One of the best broadcasts in the business. Everybody at OP for putting these races on, getting these shows going. And my teammates, man, without them tonight, Jim pushed me to that stage win. Mark pushed me to the win. We had a great battle with Robert there. It was a lot of fun tonight.
All right, man, the 4 locking itself into the playoff for sure. Now, you were looking solid on points, but now you know that you're in, and with a win going into the playoffs, great momentum builder. And we hope to see you next week and have a, go celebrate.
Awesome, guys. Thanks. Appreciate it.
That was driver of the 4 machine, Rick Seabrands, picking up his first win of the season here tonight. Now it's time to move on to our second place finisher, and that is the 04 of Mark Mann, and Dave Worrell has him wrangled up.
What's up, Dave? What's going on, Batman buddy? Still loving it.
Not much. Thanks, man.
It's seen some better days, though. It's a little crinkled up back there. Good finish for you. Good finish for your team. Good finish for your teammate. Rick Seabrand's now in the chase, joining you in the chase. So how was the race out there from your seat tonight?
I started off fair, and I got into a little mishap on pit road, kind of put me in the back, and I had a lot of damage, so my car really wasn't pushing in the draft, so it kind of hung back and waited to that lap 70 pit stop and used my quick repair. And I was happy to. My goal was to get one of my teammates into the chase, however I could contribute. And I was just fortunate to push Rick. I feel bad for Robert that he ran out of gas there. I would have pushed either one, him, Jim, or Rick. But it's nice to get this Alliance Motorsports Batmobile on the podium tonight.
Well, did you have any thoughts of maybe when you seen Robert stutter there and drop? Did you have any thoughts that maybe you or Rick were gonna be the next victims? You guys all hit pit road together. The last time you came to pit road, all hit pit road together, and was that something that maybe crossed your mind, or at that point it's just too late, pedal to the metal?
Yeah, I mean, on the pace laps, you're kind of thinking about it. You're kind of doing the math and calculating how much you have. We kind of knew Robert might have been short coming out of 4. I felt that I was fine. I wasn't really 100% sure about Rick. I was more worried that Rick was going to get bumped and spun there. I was kind of thinking of what my exit strategy was there. Go high or go low. I wasn't really sure. But everything seemed to work out. You know, unfortunately for Robert, he got into that one wreck, and hopefully next week he can win and get in, and James hopefully can get in on points. I don't really know what everything looks like, but really happy for Alliance Motorsports tonight.
Well, great race by you and all of your teammates. I mean, Robert Duvendak did have that trouble there running out of gas, but the rest of you all inside the top 5. So, I mean, do you think there may be some team orders next week to try to work with those two to get them in? Possibly you two pushing them to a 1-2 spot? helping that out?
Well, our team philosophy has been throughout the season that, we race like a team. We try to pit like a team. But when it comes to line racing, we don't try to hold up the lines. If I'm behind another driver on another team and, it's advantageous for me to try to pass him for the win, I'm going to do that, or push him to the win. We really don't try to hold up the lines too much. So what we really try to do is get ourselves in a good position at the end, and hopefully we're near each other and helping each other out. So, my orders for personally tonight was to hopefully be in second place and one of my teammates winning. I had no thoughts of winning tonight at all. I mean, if it was there, it would have been there. But really happy for our team tonight.
Well then, Mark, mission accomplished for yourself and the team. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs to anybody out there watching?
Absolutely. I'd like to thank friends and family and the fans watching. Please like and subscribe to Turn 3 Racing Network. Pretty awesome network, and they do a great job calling the OP races as well as other series. And I'd like to thank Turn 3. I'd like to thank Alliance Motorsports, Jim Mayer, Rick Seabrands, Robert Duvendak, and Anthony English, who wasn't here tonight, and OP, Cody and Alex and them guys for what they do. Really, really awesome league.
All right, well, there you had it. That was your second place finisher, the 04 of Mark Mann. And I believe now Jacob has caught up with your third place finisher, the 2 of David McCullough.
Yes, I am here with Mr. McCullough. David, take me through that last lap of what you were thinking of maybe having a chance of winning this race.
Yeah, we had one. Rick's got a horseshoe up his ass, man. That's a lucky joker. I know that much. But no, it was pretty good right there. I think the 95 had a little too much damage, so when he jumped up there, that kind of slowed us. But yeah, that was pretty good. And that's about the way you want it.
Absolutely. You're sitting before the race, you're sitting in 14th place. Do you think this momentum will carry on to the next 2 races?
Well, yeah, I think so. I think we was checking the points there before, so we got 1 or 2 more races.
1 more, sir.
Yeah. So you got to be in the top 12, right?
Top 12, and with the wins factored in, all that good stuff there.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, so yeah, either a win next week or a lot of points and somebody else has some bad luck. But Kenny's locked in, so whether regardless if I make it or not, we're still gonna race chase out.
Well, you definitely got a lot of points and had a bunch of luck tonight. Congrats on your 3rd place finish again. Any sponsors you want to thank tonight?
Yeah. All y'all that do the OP and the broadcast and the racing there, y'all do a pretty good job.
All right. Thank you, David. Good luck next week, man.
Thank you, sir.
All right, that was our top 3 podium finishers here tonight, giving us their race interviews. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate everyone sticking around for that. This race here tonight, Dave, Jake, what we saw, what we see week in and week out with these OP racing guys, just great side-by-side racing. I feel is some of the most intense racing that you find anywhere. If you guys are interested in joining this league, they do have a feeder series that runs on Wednesday and Saturday nights. Hit them up on the iRacing League tabs under the OP Racing. Find them there. Love to have you come out. You got to run a couple races in the feeder series, and then you get invited up into Monday night. Make it here on this broadcast, showcase your skills, and join some great racing. But tonight, what we saw, it just, 1 race left in the regular season. one more chance for somebody on the outside looking in. Dave, your thoughts of tonight's race?
Well, we got what we always get there, KR. I mean, we ended up having a fuel mileage race come into play at some point in time. Was at the very end. Tough luck for Robert Duvendak. Had great 3-wide racing there for 3, 4, 5 laps at a time. So I mean, just once again, you already said it. These guys are just awesome out there week in and week out. So I mean, I'm not surprised or shocked at what I've seen. But Jacob, how about you? Your first time up here in the booth with myself and KR. How was it up here for you, and from your vantage point of what you've seen on track?
Well, it was definitely different. I mean, being in the cockpit, it's, you're hammered down, got one thing on your mind, no matter what. Up here, you can actually see how much these guys move around and how close it is when making these lane changes or even passes at the end, towards the end of the race. But as usual, they put on a show, a nail biter right down to the finish.
Within striking distance of their playoff hopes, they are going to be up on the wheel come next week. I hope you guys join us for that right here at Turn Network. You showing OP Racing Super Series once again on Monday night. Now it's time to go through our finishing results. Rick Seabrand's picking up his first win of the season, locking himself in to the playoffs with that win. Mark Mann in the 0-4 has a win on the season, so this is a good finish for him. Kind of helps build that momentum into the playoffs. David McCullough, a driver who is going to be hoping for a win next week. See if he can get it done, finishing third here tonight. Got to talk to all 3 of our podium finishing drivers. 7 machine of Josh Milam survived the Duvendak fuel issue. He is going to bring it home in 4th place. James Mayer in 5th. Cody Ober in the 8 machine coming home 6th. 7th place going to David Overstreet. 8th, Aspen Belvin. Scott Bellum in the 07 will finish 9th. 10th going to Derek Conley. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, finishing 11th. 12th will be Cody Levitt. 13th going to Tristan Walker in the 12 machine. Chase Swery finishing 14th. 15th will be David Booth. Les Levy in the 62 finishing 16th. 17th going to Mike Schultz. Robert Duvendak running out of fuel. Checkered flag in sight. He is going to finish in 18th place. 19th will be the 89 of Ken McCullough Jr. And Will Weber will round out your top 20. Alex Green finishing 21st. 22nd going to Cody Eldred and Mark Vega, our race control here tonight. We appreciate what you do for us, Mark, in that capacity. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of myself, Jacob Sayers joining in the booth for the first time. Thank you, Jacob, for a wonderful commentary. Dave Worrell, as always, I guess I'll let you come back next week as well. So guys, that is going to do it for us here. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next week.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.